Rate my set.
That wedge on the far left appears to have some chunks missing.
First impressions, I just had to laugh.
It looks untidy, it looks a mess.
Hello everyone and welcome back into Below Par with myself, Joe, and Joe.
Hello.
Welcome back in everyone. This is part 2 of the Rate My Clubs series. We didn't have time to get through everybody's clubs in the first episode, so apologies for that, but hopefully we feature yours in this one. So if you haven't watched episode 1, be sure to check that one out. But while we've got your attention, please do hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. And if you do like this video and agree with our ratings, or even if you don't agree with the ratings, it only takes you a second just to like the video. Let's get into it.
So, Steve, I know that this is one that I cut you short of, and you wanted to give this one, I think, maybe a bit of a hammering. So, picture is loaded up around about now.
Yeah. I'm excited.
First thing I'm going to say, it looks untidy. It looks a mess. There is mud everywhere.
It is just awful. But there is a few golf clubs in there that I do rate highly. So.
No, go on. So I was going to say the first one, he's gone 440 in the M3. That is, and I'm going to state this now, that is the hardest driver in the world to hit apart from an SLDR.
Yes, yeah. You couldn't.
An SLDR was it a 430?
I think they did it at 430. Yeah, I think they did. Was a 430?
I'm pretty certain I had that with a Tour AD in it. And it was the hardest thing I've ever hit. You misstrike that thing, it's going sideways.
Yes. So
whoever this is, I hope they drive the ball really well, because I'm looking at this M3 and that spec and thinking that's tough.
Yeah, but I think the first thing to say is clean your golf clubs is number one. Why there's only 3 iron head covers? Well, why there's iron head covers to start with is my first issue. I understand it's to take care of your golf clubs, but it doesn't look like you do. So yeah, let's work down the bag then. So you've talked about the driver, potentially an absolute weapon. Let's go on to 3-wood. So that's actually a 13 degree. That's the stretch.
Cool. Yeah, cool. I mean, in fairness, the G was a really good range. I don't have an issue with that. I think it's a cool club.
yeah, I'm with that.
Nice when it's clean.
Yeah. I think that's more scratches, to be fair, than anything. Have you been hitting this off cart paths or what? 13 degree 3-wood off a cart path. Can you imagine?
Titleist hybrids.
Titleist hybrids and H2, cool. Both H2s, different generations.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, a lot of time for that. The irons, well, we can't see them because you've got iron head covers on. But
are they RSIs or PSI? Were they? I can't remember which one they were from TaylorMade. They're quite old now, but in fairness, they're a good iron. I know that because I've hit them in the past, and they are a good iron. Yeah. I don't have an issue like this. They're powerful as well. They go a long way. Yeah. Titleist wedges, cool. I like the fact that they're not carrying a pitching wedge. They're carrying a 46 and a Vokey. That's a cool touch.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
O-Works putter, you can't really go wrong. In fairness, like the overall set is decent. It just needs a clean.
Yeah, it's not a bad setup. But first impressions, I just had to laugh, I'm afraid. Anyway, moving on. If anyone...
we've got to rate it. I'm going to rate that. As a bag, I'm going to give it a 6.5. Okay. However, if it was clean, I'd give it a 7.5.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but if you've got iron head covers in your bag and you don't clean your clubs to that extent, you're getting a 4 from me, I'm afraid. And if anyone needs some spare tyres, this guy's your man. Right, let's move it on.
Next bag.
Right, let's put the...
First question. Okay, first question to this. That wedge on the far left appears to have some chunks missing.
No, that's the braking technology vibe. I couldn't think of the word. Yeah, that's some old faddy technology by the looks of it.
So what's quite interesting, I reckon with this bag, okay, my guess with this, somebody is relatively new to golf and they've just started upgrading their clubs. That's the impression I get from this bag. For example, they've gone in, they've got an old set of Mizuno irons, which there's nothing wrong with Mizuno irons. I play Mizuno. I get it. Yeah, they feel good. They've then got like an old wedge that they've been given absolutely fine. And what they've done then is they've gone out, they've bought a good driver, a 917 Titleist. I like it.
Yep.
I also like the fact they've gone 9.5. But make sure, guys, when you're buying these, you are getting them fitted. Mizuno 3-wood, which in ST, is it an ST190?
ST190. I've had
not a bad club as well. Surprisingly good.
Really
looks good.
Yeah. My only reservation about that one was when you sit it down, it looks like it's got a lot of loft. But that's just a personal thing. But it does look good in behind the ball, apart from the fact it just looks like it's got loads of loft. But no, I do agree with what you're saying there. This looks like a set that is being built.
Yes, correct. And it almost looks like, let's say, for example, if they then ordered a new set of Mizuno irons to go in there, you would then be going, oh, okay, I can almost get an idea. This is somebody that's upgraded the bag. They've started with the woods and the putter, and they're making their way through. In fairness, though, stick with the irons that suit you at the moment. You know, if you're hitting those Mizunos are going to be as good as a lot of stuff out there. So I would stick with them. If you like them, stick with it. I'm surprised there's only one wedge, though, carried in the bag. There's like a pitching wedge, sand wedge from the set, and then one wedge. Yeah, so I would maybe look at your gapping and maybe add another wedge in there for around the greens and stuff. But
yeah, I'd say maybe an irregular player. Yeah, but I think the priority there is wedges, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so.
But a 1 wide in the O-Works winner.
Cool.
Big fan of that.
Cool.
I'm going, based on the fact that this is building, I've got to mark it down because of the wedge, I'm afraid. But we're going to go with, I think the ratings are going to be better. I think we've learnt from our mistakes in the first video.
Yeah.
I think we went in a bit high in the first video. So anyone that was featured in the first video, you've done well. You've got the kind ratings. I reckon 7.
Yeah, I'd go.
No, actually,
6.5. 6.5.
Yeah, I agree.
It's growing. You know, I think that it's a cool set. There's nothing bad either about a 6.5. A 10 is, you know, all singing, all dancing, whatever. You know, 6.5 I think is fair.
Yeah.
You know, there's newer drivers that have been out since if you really wanted to get the high ratings. But what you got to think is our rating really doesn't matter. This is all about how it looks. We're not looking at your games and how they play. That driver might be the best driver on the market for you. So we're not doing that. This is purely a visual rating.
Exactly. So for example,
and how we like the clubs as well.
Example, when you go back into episode number 1, like that set of PXGs that looks absolutely unbelievable. I mean, that could be totally wrong for the golfer, and it could get a 1 rating compared to the golfer. If you know
exactly. Yeah. So. Yeah. So skipping to the next one. First thing, dog. Okay, we're getting an extra bonus point because of a dog.
Yeah. Any dogs in the picture, you're getting an extra couple of points, definitely.
So looking at the driver then, G410, love the purple shaft in the 3-wood 14.5.
Yeah.
It's got a G in the hybrid. Now, one of the things that I will say from this is a ping player. So he's playing ping. I'd be interested to see why he's playing G in the hybrid.
Yes, but
that would be interesting to find out.
I would also question, but it might be different for better players. But my question is, why 410 over 400? 400 with all the fittings I've done over the last, let's say, year, 400 blows it out of the water.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And
then obviously we've got eye blades.
No.
I200. I210s?
I210, I think they are.
I think you're right. Are they eye-blade in the shorts? No, they're I210 still. They are still 210s. I can see it on the back of the pitching wedge now. Yeah, cool. Like them. Now, the thing I really like with this is a pro that's using these. And again, he's felt the need. He doesn't need to go into a full-blown eye blade. And I see a lot of guys coming in. I don't know if it's a bit of an ego thing saying, I want a blade. Why do you want a blade? And then they go, because I want to improve my ball striking. I'm like, well, hang on a minute. This isn't what a blade does. A blade is going to give you a chance to create more curvature and get a bit more feel. However, you are sacrificing quite a lot of technology in the head and potentially a bit of distance as well. You know, the larger heads are going to help the ball speed all across the face. So it's going to help you hit it higher. So golf clubs now are very clever in the way that they're made and manufactured, where something like an I210 will feel very similar to how an old school blade would have felt. Might not be exactly the same, but for most people, they wouldn't be able to tell much difference, and they're going to get loads of forgiveness. So guys, when you are going out to check irons and things, don't just think that you're a better player, you need a blade. Nowadays, that's not quite how it works.
Well, that's it.
You know,
use what works well for you, and the only way to find out what works well for you is through custom fitting. It's as simple as that, really. But actually, guys, drop a comment down below if you want us to do a video on the importance of custom fitting and why some people actually might benefit from a blade, some of those reasons.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Because, we're not saying that blade doesn't suit anybody, because they're out there. They're going to suit some people.
Anyway, right, let's move it on.
Sorry, before we do that, the putter, cool. And I like the wedges as well. I like the wedge setup. I think they're nicely spaced. Obviously gone 60 for a reason. They might even be bent. I know this player sometimes might have moved those wedges around, so it might be a degree different. I'm going to give it a 9, which with the dog gives it a 10.
Well, actually, I was going to give it an 8, but with the dog, 9. Right, next one. So I'm going to give this straight away. Pause the video now if you agree and know why I'm rating this a 1.
I've just spotted it.
Yeah. So Lovery has spotted it. Hopefully you have as well. I'm just going to waffle for another sort of 2 or 3 seconds just to give you an opportunity to pause the video and go down below and tell me why this is a 1 in my eyes.
I've never noticed that. I haven't noticed. Okay, you can give it a 1. I'm just going to rate what's in there. So we've got the Epic driver, which we all know kind of changed, or the Epic Sub-Zero, that one. When the Epic came out, it was mental, wasn't it? I remember me and you tested it and it was bonkers. TaylorMade, by the looks of it, original M1 fairway wood, which again was cool.
Yeah.
Titleist irons, AP2s, the 3 and a 2 and a T&B, and a Scotty, obviously a bit of a Titleist fan. I mean, it's cool, but I'm...
No, yeah. So I'm going to take a fairer view. The clubs themselves...
No, stick with it. Stick with it.
So let's move on to the next one then. So that previous one, I'm sorry, it had to make me laugh.
So the next one then, so we've got P790 irons, which we know are cool. They were a game changer when they first came out.
Huge.
The power on those things was mental, and the feel is nuts.
Yeah.
Now, he has got the coolest 3-wood, I think, ever made. And I only say this because mine unfortunately died not that long ago. I have still kept it. I haven't even binned it. It's that sentimental to me. It's got the 910F. Now, I'm pretty certain I had the FD, which is where the weight was further forwards.
A bit more of a sort of hollow sounding head, bit more off the
tip. Came out lower. But in 15 degrees, I remember I chopped an inch off it and lofted up to 18 and played it as a 5-wood for ages. And it was just amazing. So, I mean, that single-handedly scores 5 or 6 points by itself.
Yeah.
The King F8 driver, when that thing came out, lots of hype about it. Not as much hype, I don't think, as when the latest Cobra came out. Was it with the yellow head?
Yellow head. So F9 was the first yellow head, and then they brought out
that was cool.
Speed zoners. But the F8 was really good, really good.
Cool club, cool carbon crown, forged face.
Milled
circle.
Milled.
I think that's right, isn't it?
Milled.
Yeah, cool. No, I like that. And good wedges. I mean, it's a good bag. Odyssey tank, again, if you like the putter, brilliant. I'm going to give that, because of that fairway, it's a good set. I'm going to give it a 7.5 or an 8. One of those.
7.5. No, a bit unfair. That's a strong setup. Let's go 8.
So the next one we've got here then, we've got an Epic Sub-Zero. Is that a Sub-Zero drive? No, that's the standard Epic. Epic Flash driver. Epic Flash fairway, a hybrid that I can't quite make out what that is on the picture.
I've just noticed something.
What have you noticed? Oh no. Oh, so, I feel for them.
This is really, really well disguised because of the position of the putter. Okay. So,
oh no.
I'm afraid, right, that's the end of the video. Thanks everyone for watching. That's a 1. See you later. Send us in your pictures. And we'll see you all very, very soon. Make sure you like and subscribe. See you guys later.